Eclipse pushed through the fog in his mind. As he did, his vision returned to him. He pressed a hand to the top of his head, trying to further ground his consciousness. A muffled voice reached his sensors.
Eclipse?
He lifted his head slowly.
Eclipse?
The gentle voice became
Eclipse?
clearer. Eclipse! Eclipse, are you all right? Ruin Eclipse quickly placed himself mere inches from Eclipse. Eclipse grunted, still holding his head. I'm fine. He hadn't yet registered what was happening. Then, after a few moments, it hit him. Wait. Eclipse's eyes widened as he realized the voice he just heard didn't belong to Ruin. He then became aware of Moon, standing a bit further back. His motor shot up in its pace as his eyes darted around the room. He was, in fact, still inside the base. He turned his panicked gaze back to the two animatronics in front of him. How did you get here? Ruin Eclipse jumped back slightly, his hands raised to his chest in defense. Eclipse, please! Eclipse sneered at Ruin Eclipse, but simply walked past him, approaching Moon. I'll ask again. How did you get here? Oh, just found Ruin's funky little button panel in the surveillance room. Eclipse was about to respond, but the thought couldn't leave his voice box. Ah, damn it! I still can't say anything! Probably because of whatever Ruin put in your systems. Eclipse narrowed his eyes. What are you talking about? Eclipse, I can explain! It wasn't me, it was— I know. Ruin Eclipse felt dread wash over him. You know? You knew the virus was still there? Don't cry over it. I couldn't tell you. I tried, twice. Hell, I still can't say much of anything. And you won't be able to until that program or code or whatever it is flushed out of your systems. Eclipse crossed his arms. So that's what's been causing me to black out? Ha! You wish that's all it was doing. Sadly for you, by the looks of things, Ruin made you into his own little lapdog. Just ask him. Moon gestured toward Ruin Eclipse. How he found you when he came around. Eclipse turned to face Ruin Eclipse, who was clearly flustered. Ruin Eclipse kept his gaze turned to the floor as he gingerly recounted the event. Yes, we were both sat on the floor, and you were in my arms with your head pressed against my chest. Eclipse was more confused than anything else. He was confused as to how he had ended up in that position. He was somehow even more confused by the fact he didn't mind that mental image as much as he felt he should have. He turned back toward Moon, as if looking to him for answers. Here, I'll show you. Let's get back to the surveillance room. Do you seriously record everything? All the time! Moon shot a thumbs up. Content! With that response, Moon started back through the tunnel. Just as Eclipse was about to follow Moon down the hole, he heard the timid voice of Ruin Eclipse. How long did you know? Eclipse sighed, not looking at Ruin Eclipse. A few months. Months. I guess we hadn't really spoken by then. By the time we did start talking, I couldn't say everything I wanted to. I wanted to, so badly. I wanted to tell you everything. Now let's go find out why I couldn't. He made his way down the hole, not giving Ruin Eclipse the opportunity to say anything else. Ruin Eclipse hung back for a moment longer. He tried to fight back his returning tears. Right. I'm sure you would have. He looked around the room, thinking about how Eclipse had been entirely aware of where he had found himself, and thinking about what that would mean. I'm sure you would. He then crawled down the hole, trying to hold on to hope that Eclipse was telling the truth. When they had all emerged from the tunnel, Moon went to one of the several computers. He plugged his drive into it, making the recording viewable from that computer's monitor. Okay, that should do it. He found and pulled up the recording, starting from the moment he first poked his head into the base. Eclipse was already unnerved. Something about his own eyes in the first still frame was chilling. That chill grew as the video played on. If it hadn't been for the other two moving around and talking, Eclipse would have thought the video was frozen. Finally, he watched as Moon attempted to give a command and nothing happened. Then, it was Ruin Eclipse's turn to try. And finally, Eclipse watched himself move. The first and only time he ever moved was when Ruin Eclipse had given a command. Likely sensing that Eclipse was stunned into silence, Moon spoke. It seems like Ruin put something in your systems to make you like that. In terms of vocal commands, it only responded to Ruin's voice. The, physical touch seems to be a different matter altogether. Fortunately, we were able to figure out which button on the panel in Ruin's arm deactivated it, and I'm assuming that same button is also the one that activates it. First of all, don't call him that. He gestured to Ruin Eclipse with his head. They're not the same at all. Second thing, it's likely that if it's just activated by one of those buttons, it can be done remotely. It won't matter where I am. Moon stood silently for a moment. He didn't expect Eclipse to actually care that he was calling Ruin Eclipse Ruin. Yeah, that would make sense. And you do bring up a good point, which we'll come back to. For now, let's focus on that possibility of remote activation. He turned to Ruin Eclipse. I'm sorry to say it, but you'll be back on higher security. If the virus can take over at any time, and if that program can be activated remotely, you can't be allowed to go anywhere unsupervised. If you want to go somewhere, you'll need to have me or Solar with you. That includes the arcade dimension. I'll have to remove your access to that dimension from the computer, and only I or Solar will be able to get you there. Ruin Eclipse maintained eye contact with Moon. I understand, Moon. I know very well how dangerous that thing is. His gaze fell to the floor. I only wish it really had been gone. Moon placed a hand on Ruin Eclipse's shoulder. We'll find a way to get rid of it for good. He then turned back toward Eclipse. As for you, your search is on hold until that program is out of your systems. Getting rid of that takes priority. Have you tried looking for it on your own? Oh, no, actually. I was just going to go about my life ignoring the fact I would occasionally lose chunks of my memory. He then bent down slightly. Yes, I've tried looking for it. It's not anywhere I can find. Eclipse acted as though he couldn't feel the disapproving look Ruin Eclipse was giving him. Moon fidgeted his hands as he thought. Well, that's not a great sign. It's still possible that it can be found. Seeing as it can completely actively prevent you from speaking about something, it's possible that it's able to hide itself just from you. That's what I'm going to hope for, at least. Fine. If it'll give me complete control of myself again, I'll let you do what you need to do. Good. Now. Moon looked to Ruin Eclipse. Second order of business. Since Ruin is still around, we really should have something else to call you. Oh, I mean, I suppose you could sort of combine the two names, then shorten it? R.E., for example? Ugh, does there really need to be any sort of brainstorming for what to call him? He turned his intense gaze to Moon. You'll call him by his name. Moon blinked in surprise. I guess, but then we'd have to eat. Eclipse lowered his head closer to Moon's. Oh, use your head, Moon. I'll go by something else. It's not like I didn't change my name once before. Okay. Did you have something in mind? Eclipse rolled his eyes. Well, I didn't think I'd need to be thinking about any different names, so no, I'll need to get back to you on that. Fair enough. Moon went to ruin Eclipse's side. You think about that, and I'll take Eclipse to a room where he can be monitored. Moon left the room with Ruin Eclipse in tow, who gave a soft glance back at his friend, soon to have his own name.